Ooh, that was a bubble.
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hello. Good
I
morning.
haven't had enough coffee. I can't move this fast.
I'm out of my granola bars.
Aw. Aw. Do you want a glorified cookie?
No, because I'm not sure what's in them.
There's ingredients on them.
Well, yeah, but it could be something gross.
It probably, with your definition of what's gross. Hi. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Dear Becky and Lizzie edition.
But it's only partially that today because it's our last filming before break.
Yay!
And so we're going to do a little of what we didn't get to last week. And then we're just going to talk about yarn and things and stuff. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon. Oh, we still haven't fixed that. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in kind of sunny and kind of chilly, but not super cold, but gonna get warm, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there. It was glorious this morning for the first day of meteorological fall.
I am wearing a warm cardigan today. I'm wearing a cardigan that usually, this is my Mr. Rogers COVID cardigan. It's not the real name, but that usually stays at home because this yarn has been discontinued. But I had nothing else at home to make it to the shop. You made fun of me, so I kept it.
I did. I laughed because I'm like, okay, so I know I sent you a text about it was so cold this morning laying in bed.
It has nothing to do with that.
No. And but I don't think it's that cold.
That's it. No.
And
okay.
You know.
You see what happened was I realized it was in the high 50s, which for what we've been experiencing lately is chilly. And I said, okay, I'm in my t-shirt, my normal, uniform, need to get to the shop. I'll wear my my Rowan cardigan that I've made, Rowan pattern, not Rowan yarn, with all the cables. It's my fall coat. Oh, it's at the shop. So I'll wear the Fading Diamonds cardigan that I made. That's lovely. We'll take the edge off. Oh, it's at the shop. I was telling Liz, I basically was down to my hoodie, my winter coat, or one of these sweaters that's upstairs on my bed that's a little heavy for the weather, but maybe that's why the cat was so mad when I left. But this is one of the first things I made during lockdown. This is the Carbeth cardigan, and I'll show you what the back looks like. It's got a really cool construction. And I made it out of Norobachi, which is like Ito and Kurion, but it's chunky. And Noro hardly ever makes neutrals. And so this was like 4 balls, 200 grams. So lots of yarn. Then they discontinued the yarn, of course. I could point to like half a dozen things in the shop that I made that you can't get the color or you can't get the yarn anymore. So
generally watch what Rebecca's working on and know that will be discontinued.
Get it fast because either the color or the yarn will be gone soon. And I just started with a brand new yarn last night, so it better not happen to that. Anyway,
true.
I'm looking at what's left of the bocce. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see maybe 6 skeins left of really random colors. That's all we have. So, but I'm almost overheated in this, but not quite. So we'll see how long it stays on. And yes, when I look out the windows to see the weather, I'm looking at a curtain that is like 3 feet lower than it should be that I think we talked about yesterday. We just haven't had time to fix. It was a crazy hot mess yesterday.
Yep. And
it wasn't necessarily our flash sale because I got the video up as soon as this cardigan is really great for absorbing sneezes. Think about that next time you want to try on a shop sample. No, I'm kidding. I digress. Almost feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. We'll see. Can't tell. The tickle's still kind of there. What was I saying? Oh, the shop being a hot mess yesterday in a good way, like Vikings
yes.
pillaged the shop. And what I was trying to say, and just gonna make me sneeze again, is it had nothing to do with the sale because I was trying to get the video uploaded, which becomes YouTube's problem because they won't approve it. I'll go through all the motions of getting it up as quick as I can, and then they'll be like, checks are still pending, and I'm like, they all came in before we released the video, which is what added a little bit of time onto releasing the video yesterday for our flash sale.
It was like such a good, we had,
Good, crazy, but crazy.
it was Wednesday yesterday. So
It feels like it
we
was
have to
Friday.
remind each other what day it was because we went home last night and went, it's Saturday tomorrow. And we're like, no.
I came in today thinking if we don't get packages out today, then we'll have to get them out fast tomorrow because it's Saturday. No, tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday.
So we had sit and stitch. And while you were working on the first part, like that's a multi-step process
outside,
to get the video up. Like you have to, there's exporting and then there's
I have to get it into iMovie, and I have to do, at this point I've streamlined the clipping of it, right? That doesn't take long. But then iMovie has to take what we've made and export it to the computer as a file. And then that file can be uploaded to YouTube. It's actually longer if I try to send it directly, and I don't think I can anymore, directly from iMovie to YouTube. But then it's got to be uploaded to YouTube, and then YouTube has to run the checks on it.
Go.
And I can hear some people, and then sometimes checks are still pending. I don't know why. We don't talk about anything super weird.
Well, I think they're looking for music in the background,
copyrighted
stuff, or
you know, any of that.
So,
but no, so I'm sure some people would be like, well, why do a 24-hour or less sale if that's the issue? And it's like, well, it's
the
for the
sale,
excitement.
Like the plan was that it would get up fast and that it would be like social media and YouTube, and you were doing checks or you were doing your initial stuff, and we set up for sit and stitch, and we had people show up for sit and stitch, and then we turned around and people are walking into the shop, and then for the next hour and a half life kind of was blurry.
I barely talked to anyone who came to sit and stitch, both with the video and customers, and it was just, it got up earlier than Tuesday's video though, because that was a whole nother hot story. Anyway, so I will get it out of the way now of announcing what is going to happen while we're on our break. So this is only on break, cannot be used early, only applies to online stuff, because the whole point of the break is not to add work to when we're here, and to give us a break when we're not here. So what that means is, and so I'm going to add a little bit of work to myself to try to get up as many of the new yarns we got in as possible before we go on break, so you all can take advantage of some savings in the online shop on break. We're going to do the best we can. Not going to add anything more to that though, if possible. So we are human, we are fallible, and we're doing the best we can. So I wrote it out, Liz.
Yay.
Okay, so we have a new code, which you can use the ampersand or the word and in. I know I'm putting cart before the horse. We have a new code that's going to save you 20% off in the entire online shop the entire time that we're gone, but know that nothing will get shipped till we come back. And the new code is B&L, which we take from our Dear Becky and Lizzie. When I posted on YouTube, like today, I will say Dear B&L. So B&L recharge, because we are going to try to recharge our batteries over break. So B&L recharge. I've set it up to work with the ampersand, which I saw really cool. I forget if I sent it to you. I saw a really cool reel about where ampersand comes from.
You did not send it to me.
I think I saved it. I will show it to you because it wasn't a funny. I sent her funnies. So you'd be like, this isn't funny. What? But it was informative. Anyway, B&L recharge or BANDL recharge. We're trying to make it an interesting code, but not super long. Like we were coming up with all silly codes this morning.
I have one question.
Yes.
What if they try and buy something and it doesn't work? Or
you email us instead of like, because I will be checking email sporadically, I may not be able to get back to you the same day, but this works for 9 days. So if you try the code, again, don't try it till Sunday. It will not work until Sunday. But if you try the code and there is an error or it doesn't go through, if you can, if something happens once it's gone through, and then you're like, wait, it didn't work, still reach out over email. But if you can, don't complete the sale and contact me, Rebecca at sundragonartandfiber.com. I will be, because I can't let go of everything. I will be checking my email throughout vacation. I may not be able to reply really quick. And some things, if they're not sale related like this, I may say, I will get back to you when I'm back in the office on the 13th. But I can troubleshoot a decent amount from home because our online and in-store systems are ones that I can access from my home computer. So yeah, if there's an issue, I would say I would not advise using gift cards on this unless what you're buying is less than the value of your gift card, because there have been glitches with the online shop and our servers, our processors, not us, the company we use, and the credit card company they use with the gift cards.
They know it's a problem. They're still working.
They're still working on it. So if it's less than the amount of the gift card, it should work fine. If you have to split up the payment, the credit card processor for our online shop melts down. Just doesn't know what to do with it, and will either charge your card for the whole amount or will not let the payment go through. It's really weird. And yeah, I've complained and complained and complained, and they said they could take off the ability to pay with gift cards from the online shop, but I don't know if that would mess up the ability to buy gift cards online. Technology is absolutely wonderful until it's weird.
The reason I asked was,
yes,
if you have a problem, and now Rebecca said email her during, if it works. If you have a problem, don't wait until we get back to the shop and be like, I had a problem on Sunday.
Yeah.
The first Sunday. And
if we can, if it's a credit card charge thing and it's a day I happen to be looking, we can always void the sale before any issues arise. But if it's days later, there's not much I can do. So rather than letting it become a hot mess where I have to say, just say I can't do anything, do reach out to me. But know that I'm not necessarily going to be checking my email every 5 minutes, because we'll be trying to recharge our batteries. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure I have it turned off or I'm going to try to, for things like patterns from Ravelry. At this point, I would, if you can, get them yourself on Ravelry, because then you'll actually have access to them earlier. If you, as one person, and we love her, bought a Surprise Me sale bin support box with the discount because you're buying other things and stuff, know that you will get a box that is worth the value of the discounted price. The Surprise Me sale bin support boxes are already 50% off what the yarn is inside. We will not be discounting that yarn any further. So we will be getting you a box that is the value of what you are paying, if that makes sense. Contact us with questions. We're still here for 3 more days. So yes, B&L recharge is the code that will work when the shop is not open from the 4th through the 12th. It'll work in the online shop. Okay. I just wanted to get that. I mean, I can say that again at the end. Just wanted to get that out of the way. We already only have about 20-25 minutes before the shop opens, so let's see what we can talk about. Let's start with, we had Dear Becky and Lizzie questions about yarn storage and notion storage, like needle storage and stuff, and we can try to address that. I think we had started to talk about last week how we are disorganized people, so we are not necessarily the experts on this, but we know people who are. So we can pass along things they pass along to us that we ignore. We don't ignore, but we don't do. I want to start with yarn.
Okay.
And I think we've mentioned it before, but what's a lot of people we know who try to keep it safe from like moths and bugs and things like that. A lot of what they do are plastic totes, right?
Plastic
Bins.
totes.
Bins with lids they can close up. Not necessarily vacuum seal, but that's another option. Is Ziploc bags that you can vacuum seal and save space that way too. Believe it or not, the yarn should fluff right back up when you let the air back in. And so if you get clear plastic totes, then you can organize in whatever way you want and see what's inside it.
I will say
can be
that
helpful.
lavender on a
Mhm.
cotton ball or peppermint can also help keep bugs down. And a few of our knitters will stick the cotton ball in with the essential oil on it
On a cotton ball. Yeah.
into either their bin or their
Mhm.
Ziploc bag.
And for people who are like, plastic doesn't work for me, the old remedy is cedar chests. I cannot guarantee that that's going to keep all the like, and cedar balls, like I was looking at Knitting Barber, some of what the products she sells are lovely barber cords, are stitch holders. We're looking at bringing in new products from them potentially. We got to see how break goes. She sells cedar balls to put in with your knit items to keep the critters away. But a cedar chest is more ecologically sound. I wouldn't say it guarantees you're not going to have anything come in, because it might dissuade some critters but not others. And it's also probably a lot more expensive than going with the plastic. But some people don't like plastic, and I get that too. So I mean, here at the shop, and knock on wood, we have all these bins from IKEA. You can't see them in this film, but we have the cubicles, and we just have the yarn on the cubicles, and we've never had a moth infestation. I think we just have good air circulation and humidity control and other things here in the shop, and that keeps the bugs down. So, but I know I've seen people online who are just horrified at the thought of having open shelves with yarns on them. Yarn. You know.
It a lot of times becomes a how much space do you have and how much yarn do you have to store?
Yeah.
Like, some people are like, oh, I only have one plastic tote under my bed with yarn, and some people, shout out to Carol, have an entire wall
Have a basement
of boxes that are all labeled, and I have what is commonly referred to as a dragon's hoard worth of yarn. So like I should have a dragon sitting on top of all of it. But I do have it in dressers and
it's not like your extensive floor closet.
It's becoming more like an extensive floor closet because I have a lot of it. So
in my house, I just recently reorganized, and I have a trunk from when I was a kid going to camp that is full of some of the old yarn I know I'll never touch again. And then I have some bins on top of that. I'd like to get a cubicle unit to organize my stash a little more, but my stash is not huge compared to most people's because I pull stuff from the shop. I will say my filming station has a lot of ongoing projects in it. The room where I do all my filming at home. And I have different shop bags or project bags, bigger ones that I've organized by category. So I have like all my shawls in one of them and my works in progress. They're hot mess within that, but shawls, sweaters, sundry things like socks and cowls and hats and stuff if they're ongoing. Just so if I'm like, I want to work on a sweater today, I know where they are. There was a time where they were a pile on the floor, and I have critters in my house, so I had to. Nothing seems damaged, but I went, I don't think I want the critters touching my items on the floor. I don't think my house is that dirty, but so, and my cat is very disgruntled because now he can't turn them into a little bed for himself. So, but those are some thoughts on storage. It really depends, I think, on where you are going to store them. What conditions are in that space might dictate how you want to think about storing it, like humidity levels and air circulation. And, basements might be more critter prone. So you may want to take more levels of protection maybe even Ziplocs inside of plastic totes, that kind of thing. And then it's up to you. Do you want to store things by thickness of yarn or by fiber or by color? Have fun with that. Do what is going to ease your mind rather than make it more like, do you want to store it by yarn company? Because what way are you more likely to go and find what you need? That's how you should store it. So, and everyone's going to have a different personal preference on that. So, yeah. For notions, I believe was our writer asking about like needles in particular.
Needles. Everybody has the needles question. And yes, how do you store your needles? Mine are in a drawer. There's another side bag in another drawer, but then in various project bags, because
mine are disorganized and it's not good. I mean, the interchangeable sets come with sleeves for everything, and yay, and shout out to Carol again. She has an interchangeable set that she's added to, so she stuffed it full, but it is still organized. My recommendation for people who have a lot of fixed needles, if they can't find a commercially manufactured case that has all the options they want or need, sometimes a 3-ring binder with either the sleeve pocket protector things, or sometimes you can get protector sleeves that have a Ziploc open close on them, and then you can have a pocket, or like you could even take a Ziploc bag possibly and hole punch it. You can write on it what size needle and put all the same size needle, and then it depends on how detailed you want to get. Do you want to do by size? Do you want to do by length and then by size? Like you can get, but a big chunky 3-ring binder could be a way to organize them at home.
The downside to a lot of commercially available needle organizers is they don't think that people own as many needles as they own. Like I have 170 projects on needles, so that's 170 sets of needles stuck. But every time I finish a project,
but then you have extra needles when you
if I finish the project at the shop, the needles get wadded up and thrown into a project bag. And if I start another project at the shop, it may or may not be on the same size needles that I just put in my project bag. So I buy another set. Or I finish the project at home and I come into the shop and I buy another set. So I have way more needles than any case is ever going to give me.
I was, if she hadn't said it, I was going to say it, of what a lot of people, what a lot of these companies don't plan for, or they really, I feel like they should have options, like people who have only a few sets, because they do exist, people who are starting out, people who only make a few things, and that's lovely, that's wonderful. But then I think they underestimate how many needles people own or pile up, or
when people come and buy a fixed needle or an interchangeable needle case that's sold separately, they're like, but I have more needles than this. And I'm like, oh, I know.
Knitter's Pride used to make, they had ones they had a small version of what I'm talking about with the 3-ring binder, and you could get extra little pockets for it, but I don't think they make that one anymore. They've gone the way of, oh, we'll have this boards you can flip and you can stick your needles into, but you can only do so many with that.
Yeah.
So
it's,
the struggle is real.
So real.
And some of the crochet things we've brought in either are just a bagged up, like a little pencil case to hold your crochet hooks, or they think maybe someone's only got one of each crochet hook, and I happen to know I have tons. So
I have
even though they don't get locked in your project,
they need to make a crochet hook project or hook thing that's like one of each size, but 50 H's or, because
they need the extra pages for when we have more of things, and we generic size little things.
Crocheters, it's like, I need a G hook for this one project. Okay, I'll buy a G hook. But then I have 50 H's or 25 K's, or, it's never,
half my brain's thinking about something else. But no, it's very true. And for notions beyond needles, it's kind of it can be haphazard. I've been thinking about bringing in the pill cases with the little, because there used to be made just for notions, and now That company's out of business, but it's a little case that opens up and has individual pockets for, originally was designed for different pills, but then you can sort out your stitch markers and your other things. I've been thinking about bringing those in too. I just have to source them.
Yeah.
But that's an idea. Use something that's meant to organize pills or other things to organize your small knickknacks and notions.
Shout out again to Carol. Carol has like a little cosmetic bag with 3 zippers on it.
So it's a pocket thing, but it's got places to put different
And
things.
she has, she has like everything she ever needs.
And we don't have anything comparable to that in the shop. We have big open pockets, zipper thing pouches, but they're not as organized. Shout out to Amy D. She's the one who turned me on to what used to be produced by a Notion company of having all the little compartments you can flip open and close.
Yeah.
I saw them on Amazon when I was up at 3 a.m. recently. Almost got them. You look for them on your own and we'll see if we can bring some into the shop, but they will not be as inexpensive as on Amazon. That's just the reality of life. So that's our Dear Becky and Lizzie part of this. We only had about 10 minutes. I was like, we could talk about all the new yarns and all the things and all the stuff and I don't know. We'll see. One thing that what my brain is half thinking about is I made this really, I'm gonna try to really bright, the class on Saturday for the log cabin shawl that I've showed off before. Let's see if I can find, there's the middle where you see the log cabin-y stuff. I like to do a prep because it's September. September is the super simple log cabin shawl crochet along if people want to engage in it. And I usually make for these knit and crochet alongs, I make a sample before the month starts. And then during the month, I make another one along with the people who choose to jump in on that. And our class on Saturday is for this shawl in-person class. And we had a full class. We had to put a couple people this week have to drop out for different reasons. So we have a couple of openings if anyone is local and wants to take the class. I'd love to make a neutral one.
That would look so cool.
With as few colors as possible. Like I could use all of these, but I want to see if I can use, I think I was talking earlier this week how 3 colors I think is the minimum you can use on this to have the effect work.
It works best with an odd number.
Yeah. And I had colors going in opposite directions, which had its own craziness. I think you might be able to make it work with even, but you got to go over 2. You got to go up to 4, and then you got to be careful of where things overlap. So of the Hearthstone, which we were talking about before, these are all the neutral-ish, like this blue one is kind of pushing it, right? But, I mean, if I really want to keep this as neutral as possible, it's really down to these 4. And it's probably picking out one of the grays, one of the light grays, like one of these 2. So.
Because they look very, very similar.
They look like this is actually a 2-tone yarn. Like a marl, like these guys, except these guys are much more obvious. Or I could do like this might be a neutral.
If you did all your neutrals and then like a blue or a green, I know you want to do it, but like, oh, yes. You want to keep it to 3 bowls.
I was going to try to keep it as simple as possible to be as different as possible from this. But if someone else wanted to try it, what are you thinking? You're thinking all of these and a vibrant color?
Or do your charcoal gray, your marl or your silver gray, not the dark and the light gray or the medium gray, not the marl. Pick one of these 2 grays. So you have the light and the dark gray. And then do like a blue or a pop.
You know what? That's my striped sweater.
It is your striped sweater. So
so I do something different.
Yeah.
So we have options. If you want to do it with us, I want to see how far as few of these colors as possible will get me. And yes, a pop would be lovely. I think I'm going to try what happens if I don't do a pop, but I think Liz's idea is really, really good. And I could put together some basic kits using this. Again, this is thinner than the pattern calls for. And will I have time to put it up before we go on break? Probably not. But like this blue or the green that's up there would be gorgeous. And 1 skein of each I think would get you really far. That's really pretty. That's like all blues, and it could be my neutral goes that direction instead of these, because again, these and this one, these three and the maroon that's over there, that's my striped sweater. So I don't think I want to replicate that. So this, or like having this guy, like these three that I was holding up, is kind of maybe not. Anyway, so that's another thing on my brain today, just so y'all know. I got the Oxford up online. The Oxford, I'm knitting with the Oxford. Let me take that back. Okay. I got the Saxony up online before we left the shop yesterday. So it is available for purchase over break. I started, oh my gosh, it's so buttery soft. It's it's silk. It's not, there's no silk in this, but it feels silkeny.
It's going to ruin lives.
It's probably going to take me 2 of these. These are 50-gram balls. They're extra fluffy. There's only 120 grams on each one, but the softness is like filled out. This is on 7. This is on the smallest needle they're calling for.
I'm going to do a sweater out of it, but I haven't played with it yet because I'm waiting for vacation knitting.
She's going to burn to death in it because she's going to wear it, even though it's not going to be cold enough to wear it, because it's going to feel so wonderful. So this is in the online shop. We talked about it yesterday. I'm not going to spend more time on it today because we talked about it yesterday a little bit. I brought over other yarns and things, and we are not really going to have time to talk about them, but I have plans. So Harriet Fine, I mentioned it really briefly yesterday. When we come back from break, all of these will probably have their day in the sun for 15% off. So, and that's when you can save money on them, and you don't have to get them online. And we'll talk about them in more detail. This, I got a sample skein of this in, so I'm probably going to take 2 skeins of this Harriet Fine, which is a fingering weight, 75% alpaca, 25% polyamide. And I want to make a shawl. I want to see if I can pull it up really quickly. The Flagstaff by D. O'Keefe. D. O'Keefe has really lovely things. What I'm making in the Oxford is called the Lake Twig Triangle Cowl. I was going to make something small by Melanie Rice. I'm going to look up Flagstaff real fast so you can see. It's got a lot of lace work in it. The Oxford, which is the Saxony color I'm using, it's super dark navy. I'm doing something that has some gentle cables in it. And I don't even know how well they're going to show up, especially on camera, but in person, maybe. The other colors I think would be lovely for it. This just happens to be the same color as what I'm going to do. And that's not really why I picked it, but it's also, I think it's a possibility to start this over the break. It's called Flagstaff. I think it's going to take 2 of these. This is a much brighter yellow than the gold that I have here. This is much more of our Sun Dragon yellow. Yay. Couple more things that I hope to get up on the shop. I got the new bud colors up. I'm gonna try to do some social media posts today. I'm trying to fill out my social media with a little bit more than just the morning meditations. We got 2 new colors of Yakima in, and Yakima we've talked about before. I think it's on this website because people have bought it. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% yak, and it's a single ply sport weight. Oh my gosh,
it is so yummy.
We got a teal in. It's almost got a hand paint look to it, and we got this one's called Midnight. It's just a dark blue. They're both so gorgeous, and we got in some of the colors we ran out of too. So soft and yummy all over the website. We got a huge order in from Barocco that is still in the boxes. If you go look on social media, you can see Liz weeping over them. We haven't even cracked the box open. There wasn't going to be time today. And again, we're not filming next week. So we hope you all will survive without us. But
caveat, anything Rebecca's like, hey, I'm going to do this. It depends on how much time we have.
I'm going to try.
Well, we know you're going to try.
I love you all and I want to try, but I don't want to die before break starts.
But it depends on how much time we have. So kind of really.
Yes. So the Mallow is another brand new yarn from Juniper Moon that, again, these will get their day in the sun on the VSC when we come back. There's so many. We could probably do one a week until Christmas. But the mallow is Argentine wool and baby alpaca. It's 74% wool, 24% alpaca, and 2% elastic. And it's kind of a funky single ply-ish looking. Like you can't see what the yellow it's like. It's too like but look at these lovely colors. It's not even yummy. The whole palette. We have I think we brought in the whole palette, but it's like we've got neutrals and we've got soft colors and we've got bold color. It's considered a bulky, and we've got it for $22.50, but you can save in the online shop when we're not here. So this rosy color is just gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I think I got an extra bag of, we got an extra bag of the gray. But this is lovely. Best laid plans, because we can't tell the true colors. She's trying to show off. I'm gonna let her show off in a second. We can't see true colors till we get it. Log cabin, super simple log cabin shawl fiber spades. Awesome.
None of the colors like don't play well. Like they all play beautifully together, and I have more colors at home, so it's gonna be like almost all of them.
So thank y'all for being understanding while we go take a break. You can try contacting us over email or comments in the YouTube videos, and as I can, I'll reply. I used to be like, I tried for a really short period of time to be like, I'm not replying while I'm not in the shop, and then it got too challenging, and it was just anyone who bought stuff with the sale yesterday, with the flash sale, and especially people we talked to in the shop, and we're like, yeah, we'll send this out. We'll send this out tomorrow. We had so many purchases that we're going to work on it throughout the day today, but it may not go out until tomorrow.
It will definitely go out tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get it out tomorrow, but I don't know if we'll get it out today. If we told anybody it was going out today. This is the workforce for Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, and we're about to open the shop for the day. And if it's quiet compared to yesterday, who knows what we can accomplish. I could get yarns up online, and I was surprised at how quickly I was able to get a few things up, because it usually it takes a while.
And some of that you'd already taken pictures for, like the Saxony. Yeah.
No.
I
took that all yesterday. I edited it all yesterday. I still haven't gotten the Ito refreshers up. That's something I did before. No, I anything that I got up yesterday, the new colors of Bud, the Saxony, was done yesterday around the edges. In the afternoon.
Yeah. The morning
after the video.
The morning was Vikings, and then the afternoon was all online sales. Like pretty much. So
the full day.
Yeah.
Thank you. We had our best August ever. It was wonderful. Thank you all so much. Let's keep it going, people. Especially with us taking some time off. We've got to try to keep it going, because otherwise we're going to be puddles on the floor. All right. So we will see you all in a week and a half, because this is Thursday, and the next time we film will be a week from Tuesday. You might see occasional glimpses of us either on YouTube or on social media, like Instagram, Facebook. They mirror each other, Instagram and Facebook. Every once in a while, Facebook gets extra stuff because I can post things there I can't post on Instagram. But yeah, so we hope you all have a wonderful beginning of September too. If you're local, come visit us between now and Saturday. And then after that, please don't come find us, because we won't be here.
At least until the
And if you show up at our houses, that's creepy. So yeah, the 13th. I mean, I may run into town unexpectedly for something, but I'm gonna hide if anyone walks up to the door. So yeah. We love y'all very much. Thank you for watching and supporting. We're at 1,200 subscribers, which is awesome for us, for little old us. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And we welcome your questions and comments and all those fun things, and thumbs up and stuff like that. And not no scratches, that's just me. But we will be having our last virtual sit and stitch before break tomorrow night from Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can get in with the shop phone number
828-877-3550.
And then our first Sunday back is when our Sunday afternoon dual platform virtual sit and stitch is happening. So but that's like the 18th. So we have time for that. So anyway, I think that's it. We good? Because the shop should be open like now. So
Yay.
bye. Everyone gets, if you can get some rest too, and knit and crochet pretty things and show us. Yay. Bye.